I went here from first all the way through 12th grade, and I had a pretty good experience. I actually enjoyed Christian High. I enjoyed it. I was comfortable here. I liked the community. Um, it was good. I wouldn't say it was necessarily like great or fantastic. I just kind of was at Christian High. I just experienced community there, and it was good. But that summer after 2009, and even at the end of senior year, there started to be kind of a transition in my life where I got to the point that God wasn't necessarily enough for me. He wasn't necessarily something that I was pursuing personally or intentionally myself in my time. And I was experiencing life. Life was fun. The end of senior year is great. Senior year is great, but and then you go off to college, and all your friends go off to college, and I stayed back in San Diego, but that was fine. It was good. But you experience a freedom at the end of high school that you don't experience in high school, and that freedom continues on in college, and you get this sense that you're experiencing life anew, and it's this great thing. You have autonomy over your life, and you have autonomy over your class schedules and who your friends are and who you want to hang out with, and you have to kind of start pursuing things that you desire or you want. And for me, like, Jesus was definitely not one of those things that I desired to pursue or was intentional about pursuing. And I spent 2 years after college, I guess, trying a little bit to find myself, trying to find who I was, where my identity was, and what that looked like for me, and trying to become my own person, my own individual. And I didn't necessarily do that very well. I experimented with a lot of things where I found identity approval, and trying to find it in college by just doing a whole bunch of different activities and hang out with different groups and different people, and exploring what kind of life had to offer me. And I would say that it wasn't until I was actually a junior in college where I really felt like I was missing something. I was really there's something, like, there's a void in my heart, I would say, for sure. And in college, when you go to college, for the most part, no one's going to be like, "Oh, you're a Christian," like, we're against that. In this, like, postmodern society, you have the freedom to kind of believe whatever you want at college, and people are really accepting of your beliefs, and no one's going to be kind of against you for being a Christian or not being a Christian or whatever you believe. It's kind of okay and all right for everyone. And so there's this freedom about college that you'll start to experience, and truth will be diluted, and it'll kind of be taken away, and there won't be as steady of a foundation or a firm ground for you to hold your ideas on, or for you to grasp truth and hold on to it. And the foundation that you get at Christian High, at least for me, was really astounding. It was really great for me to, when I was a junior and when I was going through that time, that was something I fell back on. And I found community in college through Campus Crusade for Christ, or Cru. And there's, like, tons of different ministries on college campuses too, but that's the one that I found that I really liked and found community in. And that made all the difference, because I was in community again. I started to pursue Jesus intentionally. Like, it became more of a relationship. I wasn't surrounded by Christians like I was at Christian, but that was okay, because it was up to me. I had to make that choice to go. I had to make that choice to go to church or to get discipled or evangelize. Or I chose to do that, and there was a freedom in that too. And in the Bible, when it says who the Son sets free is free indeed. In college, I found a true freedom. And it wasn't the freedom of trying to find myself as an individual, but it was the freedom in Jesus Christ. It was the freedom of life in the Spirit, life abundantly that he calls us into. And that life was me choosing him over everything else that I had come to depend on or know or find my identity in. And I would say that college was where my Christian faith actually kind of bloomed and blossomed. And I went to San Diego State. I didn't necessarily go to a Christian school, but there's community and being involved and not being alone, being part of the church, the body of Christ. That's really what it's about, and that's what's really important. I learned that. Here, it's just given to you. You take it for granted. In college, you're in a whole nother world. And you have to step out of your comfort zone and pursue that and be intentional about it.